Hello YouTube, Reseller Mom here. Today I'm doing a KonMarie video. And for those of you that don't know, Marie Kondo, that's Marie Kondo, has put out a book called The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. And in this book, she explains the KonMarie method of tidying up. And it's very simplistic, and I love it, and I've been doing it through my house. Overall, she says it takes about 6 months for most houses to go through this process. And she has it all laid out in her book. You start off with clothes, and then move to books, and then move to miscellaneous, and last you do photos and memorabilia. Clothes, books, paper, then miscellaneous, and then lastly, memorabilia. So what I'm sharing with you guys is kind of the miscellaneous points. Clothes is very simple. You do it by categories. You take everything from that category, you put it in a big pile, you see exactly what you have, and you go through each one, and you either love it or you don't love it. And you really focus on what you're going to keep, not necessarily what you're getting rid of. And so then once you decide everything that you absolutely love and it sparks joy, you really love it, then you take what you're going to keep and get that situated for you to use and be surrounded in your life. She makes very good points that if you really like something and you want to keep it, it should be honored and displayed and, out for use, not tucked away under the bed or somewhere where you're not going to enjoy it. So anyhow, I've been doing this process and I've done my makeup drawer. I've done different sections of the kitchen. For me, because I'm a busy working mother, it really helps to kind of break the categories down and do them in small chunks. And I do, when I started this process, I did quite a few. I did one like every day for 5 days. Then I took a couple days off and then I did another round. And then now I'm kind of just doing a few on the weekend. And so I went through the junk drawers. I went through my drawers in the kitchen. I still have lots to do though. Then I decided I was going to start filming and sharing it with you. So today we're going to do jewelry, and I'm not a big jewelry person. Today I'm in my work gear. I've got my headband on so that I'm not doing my hair right now. It's one of those days. Anyhow, going to do my jewelry and show you guys kind of the process and going through that. All right, so first let me show you what I have and the problems that arise with how I have my jewelry stored. So first I wanted to show you the realistic stuff going on here because, I have parts of my house that have gone through this process and they look amazing. And I have parts that I haven't gone through and they look like this. This is a mess. I've got Easter chocolates up here. I've got some books I rented from the library. They're not in their right place. This is a cookie that came back from the wedding I just went to. I've got a hair bottle up here. I've got my foot relief cream. I've got some jewelry I got for Mother's Day. A hand thing. I've got a hat that I haven't worn in a week. And I've got general clutter. And this does not inspire me to be relaxed. It doesn't look clean. It's quite embarrassing. I'm showing you guys, so don't make fun of me. But, this is not the worst. I definitely have been in other houses where things look a lot worse. And when you have clutter like this, it's hard to clean. It's hard to keep the dust bunnies down. And I have really bad allergies, so it's not really good for me. Anyhow, so as you can see here, I've got lots of different things going on. Now I've got these jars hold nail clippers and other tools. This is my knife I usually have on me. This is my grandmother's mirror that I really want to keep, and I want to have it displayed in such a way where it's honored for my grandma. Then I have this jewelry box, and it's full, but I can't really get up into here. It's not functionable. I don't think I've used that jewelry cleaner in 20 years. I've got just broken jewelry, parts of jewelry. I've got all sorts of junk, and it's overwhelming. It really is overwhelming. Okay, and then I've got this one, and I don't even know what's in here. I've got a headband, a deck of cards. Deck of cards doesn't need to go up here. I like that this one's pretty. This one I think is hideous. It's a yellow. It's vintage. My mother can go ahead and sell it in her antique shop. I will bring it to her. Yes, it's large and it holds a lot, but it's not really functional for me because what happens is I do this. I put stuff in front of it and then I can't get to it. And I don't really like the color or the look of it. So that's one problem. I'm going to show you multiple problems. But first, let me show you an area that I have done using the KonMarie practice. Down in my drawers, I have gone through and I have my shorts all organized, my capris, and my house pants. So this is how clothes look like after the fact. And I love it. I can open up my drawer. I know exactly what I have, the quantity of it. You know, do I need more shorts? No, it looks like I've got 7, 8 pairs there. You know, I know exactly where everything is. It's very accessible. I love the way she folds things up. I'm not very good at folding, as you can see right now. It definitely doesn't look as nice as it could, but that's the thing. Like, I can keep learning and going and get better at it. I'm definitely better at folding at some parts than I folded my shirts earlier. It's spring, so I'm not really using my shorts. But anyhow, love the results of this process. So that's just one drawer. And I want to have, okay, you got to talk about feelings here a little bit, because when I open that drawer, I love it. I love that I can see everything. I have access to everything. I know where everything is. Everything has a place. It brings me a lot of joy to look at that drawer. Whereas when I look at this, I am frustrated and angry and I can't get what I need. And if I'm getting ready to go out the house and I want to put on some jewelry, I'm just not going to do it because I can't really get to it. I'm not going to sit there and hunt it down in the morning when I'm trying to get the kids rallied up for school. Okay, so problem 1 is the clutter and general getting to my stuff. Problem 2, which is quite common, she says, is you have things in different areas and then you don't really quite know how much you have. That's totally true. I have jewelry in this container. I have jewelry in this container. I have jewelry out here. If we go over here, I don't want to get too much into the mirror here. I have jewelry in this container, which I love. It's got a picture of my kids, but you can see how dusty it is. It's disgusting. I have jewelry in this, which my uncle made for me. It's a gorgeous piece of wood, but it's dirty. So I have jewelry in those two things. Then, get this. Okay, I bought a new jewelry pack here, because this is the kind of style I want to get to. I have 2 big things full of jewelry here. So out of all of the jewelry containers, let's see here, I've got 3 hanging ones. This one's really recent. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. So that's a total of 7 jewelry containers. How the heck is anybody supposed to find what they need to wear when it could be hidden in 7 different locations or thrown on the dresser? That's ridiculous. So, you know, old methods that she talks about is people would usually, they'd go through their stuff, they'd open up a drawer, and they'd look at what you want to get rid of. And by doing it in that method, A, it's not very effective. B, it doesn't give you an idea of exactly how much you want. And C, it's easier to look at something and go, yeah, okay, I kind of like that, and just leave it, than to actually take it out and have to make that decision to put it back into your drawer. So, let's get started here. The first part is to, you know, get in the right mindset. This is a, what do you call it? Chore that you should go into with a joyous feeling, not a dreading type feeling, not going in with a negative attitude thinking, I got to get rid of my stuff. It should be, I'm going to create a wonderful spot to honor my jewelry and to make my life better and to bring me joy in my life. Versus, oh, I got to go clean up my room. Okay. Next is you need to gather up everything and put it together in one location. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to empty out every single drawer and every single container and put everything on my bed that's right behind me. I have to fold my clothes first, but I've been using this white sheet that I lay down on the bed and then I put everything on there. And that's how I did my makeup drawer and my hair drawer. Underneath this kitchen sink or bathroom sink, I did my pantry. Here, I'll show you the pantry too. Or what do you call it? Linen closet. There we go. Anyhow, the kids obviously can't fold towels. My daughter did this today. So I'll have to fold towels. But if you look at the rest of it, you can kind of see where everything is and what's going on with it. This is all my extra soaps. I mean, I was amazed. I pulled it out and I'm like, oh my God, I don't really need to buy soap for a long time. This is all medical stuff. We've got the Tums and the Dayquil. We've been sick recently, so the kids have had that. Then I have my stuff divided, and it's really easy to get to. I have common medicines. This would be like your Tylenol, cold. This is what we use, gauze and bandages. So whenever I have, gauze and braces. This is if I need to brace an arm up. And Band-Aids. This is for boo-boos. I have 2 small kids. We use that a lot. Went through and did, I have my extra beauty stuff. So like if I get a 2-pack of deodorant, the extra one will go in there. Extra soap, which we must have pared down a lot of soap. Soap that we just didn't like. I mean, we're not going to use. So it was just sitting there. May as well donate it and get it to somebody that loves it. Okay, extra toothpaste. I've got 1 thing of travel items. I used to have 3 boxes, and we don't travel that much. So I pared that down. Bug spray and tan, suntan lotion, there we go, and vitamins and prescriptions. So on the bottom here, I now have it. Wow, that did not focus. Sorry, guys. Let's see here if we can get it to focus a little bit better. Anyhow, I've got my bed sheets, and again, the other people in my family don't fold very well, but that's okay. I've got extra pillowcases, hand towels, and I need 1 more container, so I'm going to go back to Target and get one like that. So that's what she's talking about. You organize, and then you focus on storage last. This box was repurposed. This box was a mispurchase, and I really loved it, and so I repurposed it up here. And I like it so much, I want to get another one for my other hand towels. But it just looks gorgeous. And now when I pull this out, I can decide what hand towel I want to get based on the seasons. You know, we got summer coming up. You know, if it was winter time, then I could put the fall ones towards the front. And then it really freed up space down here. The toilet paper is fine, but like I want to get a nicer container for our extra bathroom supplies here. But it's functionable for right now. Everybody can find things. But, you know, you can use just a paper bag right now, and then once you get things done and you find stuff you really love, then you can start really fine-tuning and getting something that you love. Okay, let me get up, and, yeah, now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, I could go paint these boards, and it'd be even nicer if they were white, and, you know, these guys I could change out to something prettier and put a nice little sign on them to make it even nicer, but, there's functional and then there's looking really pretty. And right now, the first stage is to go through all your stuff and get everything pared down and just what you need. And then as you really find, all right, we have got some progress here. And I need to hit on a few points. First of all, the first thing she says you need to do is to visualize how do you want your area to look. So I cleared off, see me in the mirror, hi. I cleared off that shelf, and I've cleared off this area, cleaned it off so it's all nice and clean and gorgeous. And I've got this spot over here is empty too, but that's supposed to be my husband's side. So, you know, he gets upset because I creep over into his area. But anyhow, he's a good sport. So I've got it all clean and ready to go. Now I've got to visualize, what do I want to see up here? It's a blank slate. This is kind of the fun design part. You know, is there a favorite picture that I want to have up here? I definitely want to have the mirror my grandma gave me. You know, a box of tissues would be really helpful to have up here. You know, what are the how do I want this to look? Some of the other things that she suggests is if you have a bunch of knickknacks or something, putting them on a tray kind of groups them together. So I could do that too. I have trays in my house that I could use. Going through this process, anything that's kind of extra storagey, I have just down in the garage in a big pile. And I also have a lot of trays and stuff from my kitchen area that I've cleaned and are ready for use. So, you know, I have a lot of things that I can pull out to decorate and to organize. So if you have a lot of little things, she says to kind of group them together, either putting out like a handkerchief or a doily or a tray or something to kind of group them together to make it feel like it's not just a bunch of stuff cluttered on a desk. It groups it up. So that's helpful to know. Okay, got everything on here. I don't even have the jewelry out of the boxes yet, but I've wiped everything down because it was really dirty and dusty and I didn't want to have all that grit on my fingers. But I've got it all kind of grouped together. This is all the jewelry part all the way over to there. And I'm going to have to get everything out. And it's going to be kind of overwhelming because I probably have at least 300 different pieces of jewelry that I need to go through. Some of it's heirloom that I really want to keep and honor and, have available. And some of it's stuff that I picked up like at a fair when I was 15. So just junk, and maybe it means something, maybe it doesn't, but I need to go through it and ask myself, do I really love it? Do I want to keep it? So the next step will be to get everything out and laid out on the blanket and then start going through it. And I will take all of the storage equipment and push it back a little bit and just have all the jewelry out and the storage bags ready to go. And then I will pick what I'm going to use. Now, my mind going into this is I'm going to get rid of all the units except for the wood one that my uncle handmade me. I love the picture in this thing, but I don't necessarily love the contraption, but it can stay or go. And I may take the picture and put it in a picture frame. And I want to kind of go to the all hanging up. I use this the most often, the most frequent. I find it really good for me to visually see what I have to wear and find it. And, I've done a lot of self-learning over the years, and some people are really good at having storage units and knowing what's inside of it. Me, I'm a visual person. However, it needs to be neat and tidy, and I need to be able to pull it out, see it, and then put it back. I just don't go through these drawers, even though they're gorgeous, and I like the looks of this better than say the look of this thing. But if it's tucked in the closet, then I have more desk or storage space on top of the dresser, and it's more functional for me. Okay, other things that I've done is this I need to hang on the wall. It was sitting on the dresser, but I want to put it on the wall next to the other one. This just goes downstairs. This is the bucket I'm going to put all of my jewelry that I'm going to get rid of. And I'm either going to sell it or pass it to my daughter or something. But this is going to be my reject bucket. And I'm not sure on the earrings if I will just try to carefully place them in there or maybe get a Ziploc or something like that. I don't know yet. But my idea is the rejects are going to go in here, so that way I can then put I don't want to call them rejects. The ones that are going to pass on, I can put them all in here, and then I can stick this somewhere to deal with another day, because there's no way I'm going to get through. The whole idea is to get through this project within a short amount of time. You want to do it efficient. You don't want to drag it out. And if I have to sit here and try to decide the fate of something that I don't want for each one, should I hold on to it? Should I give it away? Should I call my aunt and see if she wants it? Should I see if the neighbor girl wants it? Should I regift this? If I have to make that amount of decisions, this project will drag on. So this will just be the pile that I don't want to keep for myself, and then it will go through at another time when I'm done with this project. The other reason I like to do this is because if I'm having second thoughts, I can put this down in the garage for 2 weeks, and if I'm having second thoughts, I can go down in there and grab something that really does mean a lot to me. It kind of gives me that buffer. If I go 3 or 4 days and I don't even think of it and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm really glad I did get rid of that. Or it could be 3 or 4 days and I'm going, oh my gosh, I really want that X, Y, and Z, and I can go down and get it. Okay, these items right here, definitely I want to go back on the dresser. So I want the tissue box, I want that, I want that, I want that, and my knife needs a home. So that's another thing where I'm going to probably get a little tray or something and see if I can. My stuff from my pockets needs to have a little home at the end of the night so that I can drop it off and then get back. That home might be this wood thing at the end of the day, so I don't know. Now's the fun part. I get to start taking everything out. What else should I need? Oh, I wanted to touch on this is just an old white sheet picked up at the thrift store for a couple of bucks. I see sheets all the time at the thrift store. I like having just a plain white sheet for projects like this. It's really helpful for projects like this, or we use it underneath the Christmas tree during Christmas time. If I need to cover up something, if it's going to be near dust or dirt. I don't know, just having a big white sheet is handy more times than I thought ever would I need. But I'm ready to go. I'm super excited. Again, everything's cleaned off, ready to go. I want to have this little spot beautiful. And the next phase I'll show you is when I've got everything lined out, to just give you a quantity of how much this is, because it really doesn't look like too much because everything's kind of tucked away. All right, that will be the next phase. OMG, I have a lot of stuff. To give you some perspective, I am in my late 30s and I have never really gotten rid of a piece of jewelry in my life. So I've just accumulated, and I don't wear jewelry much. And I just kind of keep things. So today is the day. I'm not going to keep doing that because it's not making my life joyous. So, I pretty much just emptied out by section because I kind of have stored things by section. I've got like keepsakes and then, rings, and I've got all sorts of things. I even found like $50, so that was awesome. I don't remember why I had $50 tucked in there. No idea, but hey, I'm going to go buy something nice. Might be an organizer for my jewelry. We'll see. Anyhow, I've got just a ton of stuff. Everything from, dollar store earrings or dollar earrings to very nice pieces of jewelry. I've got cosplay stuff here. This is like Halloween dress up. And when my daughter was in ballet, we needed pink blush, but she hasn't been in ballet for 3 years, so time to go. Fake eyelashes that I don't wear. I've got all sorts of stuff here. So then, couple of things to know. One is when you're getting everything out, it's important not to try to make decisions at that point. I have to keep telling myself that. I'm just putting it out to kind of see what I have. So I don't need to make decisions and don't worry about that. If you sit there and you try to hem and haw over each one that you're taking off, you're going to really, really take forever in this process. So then the next thing is to get it out, and I'm going to do this a little backwards because most of the time you need to group all the like with like. So I'd put all the bracelets with the bracelets, all the necklaces with the necklaces. But since some of the necklaces have sets, I kind of have it put together with the sets. So how I'm going to do this, the other way, putting it all together works really good for like makeup stuff, hair stuff, cleaning stuff, all the medicines. When we did it for the medicines, it was really helpful. But for the jewelry, a little bit different. The next thing I'm going to do is go through a round of like what I call the low-hanging fruit. So there's a lot of things that just kind of jump out at me as things I don't need. I really hate this chapstick, so it's going to go in the trash. Feathers. I'm not really using feathers. This thing is a piece of junk, and I need to get rid of it. So there's a lot of things that I'm like right off the bat, okay, those can go. So I'm going to do a round and just sweep up everything that I'm 100% positive I don't want. It's been on my mind for a while to get rid of. And I'm going to go ahead and put it all in that basket over there to go through later to then decide whether I want to give it away or what's going on with it. So let's get rid of the low-hanging fruit first, and then we'll see how much is left in my pile. All right, I have done like round one of what I don't want to keep, and everything that I didn't want to keep, I've gently put it in here. I'm going to try not to shake this up because some things, have pairs or with stuff, and I don't want it to be a tangled mess. But there was a lot of things that I'm like, oh, so-and-so might like this or that, but it will be for another day or I will never complete this project. So that was like round one. And I think in something, like with this amount of jewelry, or if you have this amount of any other thing, like say nail polish or spoons in the kitchen or anything like that, it's good to kind of do like a round one where you just get rid of the stuff that you don't really need to make a decision about, that you're pretty confident on. So now that all that I have left is the yeses and the maybes. So my next round that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put up all of my ones that I know for sure that I'm going to be keeping. I have a lot of maybes. Like, I like this necklace, but I've lost the other earring. But it may turn up, I don't know. So it's kind of in limbo. But this was my great aunt Fernie's necklace, and it has some matching earrings that I know where they are. And I know I'm going to keep that. Oh, here are the earrings right here. So I absolutely know I'm keeping that. And that'll be my next round. I'm going to go ahead and take all the ones that I absolutely know that I love dearly and want to wear on a daily basis, and I'm going to start organizing it. Now I've gone ahead and I have taken all three of my organizers here that I like, and I picked up one extra. Just wasn't sure how I wanted to organize it, and I found it at Goodwill for like $2. It's brand new. These you can get at Ross or what do you call it, TJ Maxx, sometimes Tuesday Morning. I think I got this one at Steinmart in Las Vegas one year. But anyhow, they're pretty common. Anyhow, I like them because I can pull it out, hang it on. I have a little wreath hanger thing on my closet door, and I can hang it up, and I can visually see my stuff. My room doesn't have much square footage and I don't have much countertop, so having an elaborate jewelry organizer is just not in the cards right now. I would love to have one of those big stand-up ones, but anyhow. So I think what I'm going to do is put all the earrings that I can see and smaller things in this first one, clunky clunk stuff in this one, clunky clunk, like chunky jewelry. And I'm going to put my nicer stuff in this pink one so that I know that if I'm going out to a really, something that I want to wear my nice stuff to in here. And the clunky stuff is usually, fake play jewelry that you just wear casually. And then pretty much all my little stuff in there I think will look good. So now on the bed, I've gone through a lot of stuff and I still have a lot of stuff to do. And when you're making 300 decisions, getting the first 100 out of the way is really, really good to do. And, just makes you feel accomplished and like the rest of this is not quite as overwhelming. Now, I know out of the pile here, another 50% of it is going to be stuff that I absolutely want to keep, and that's fine. The thing I love about this KonMarie way of doing things is it doesn't tell you, you got to get rid of things if you haven't used it in X time, or, if you have 2 or 3 of the same thing, you got to only keep one, or you can only really realistically wear 4 bracelets in a week. It doesn't give you any sort of limits. So it's up to you. If you really love 80 pairs of earrings, then keep 80 pairs of earrings. It's your life. You get to do what you want with it. So I love having a lot of different jewels and jewelry and sparklies and stuff. I don't really wear a whole lot, but one of my goals is to wear more. And I feel like if I had it accessible and organized and stuff, then I would be able to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing that. I have kind of started grouping some things. In the back corner here, I have all of my keepsake stuff. I have, this was from my grandpa growing up. This was my grandma's jewelry that passed down. And so I have that in a pile, just started rounding up. I got all my cosplay stuff here. This is for Halloween. I've got my little skeletons, and I've got a little skeleton ring and a fake dragon cord. And then this, I really liked this, but I thought it was going to be the size of like a dime. And I got it. And so now it's just going to have to go in. That would be great for Halloween time. But anyhow, so I've got things starting to get grouped up. And what I'm going to do now is going to get them put into some holders. And then all that will be left is things that are kind of maybes, or I'm looking for a match set or whatnot. So what is this? Round 3. All right. Be right back. All right. Time for a bit of an update. Just so you know, I started this project in the beginning of the day, and it's something that I will, spend a little bit of time on, and then I go and do something else. It's the day before Easter, so we dyed eggs. I've prepped dinner. We had lunch. I've had a couple other projects. I've done some work out in the garden, so it's something that I definitely want to get done in a day, and I could do it in one sitting, but with a family, it's one of those things that I've, got to keep coming back and forth. That's why I kind of broke it out to today is just getting everything that I want to keep done, and then everything that I don't want to keep, which is pretty much all the containers and everything in that pink basket, is going to go down to the garage and sit there, because I just don't have time to decide every piece of jewelry what its fate is going to be. I've got to evaluate it and decide, do I want to sell it? Do I want to give it to somebody? Is it real gold? Should I melt it down? Should I give it to my daughter? I mean, there's just so many possibilities. Okay. Over in this section is kind of still memorabilia, which I'm doing last. You always want to do the stuff that has the most memories kind of the last. I did go do like a quick run through. My husband came in and took a look at some of the stuff. He had like a watch. I think that was about it. He said he wanted to keep his watch, so he threw it in his drawer. And then, I've got a thing full of stud, is that what they call them? Yeah, stud earrings in there. And I can't find the other piece of the necklace to there. I'm missing an earring there. So these are all things that require a little bit more action. So I'm bypassing them right now to get the bulk done. Over here, I've just started throwing all the little bits of earring pieces. I've just got tons. And the last time I wore a stud earring was probably 20 years ago. So I need to go through each piece of these and decide if it has some sort of memory to it or if it's just something that I bought when I was 16. I don't know. And go through these themselves. I've got pens over here. These are the pens that I've come down to what I want to keep. I really like this one in the fall. This is Mockingjay, my husband got me, and just a little mermaid there. Over here is kind of miscellaneous. Now, those items right there, that container, in my mirror are going to go back on the dresser. This is for your hair. I wore it during my wedding. I've got a little dish here that has a broken necklace we're going to fix. Bookmark. These are my tongue rings. Yes, I have a pierced tongue, but I haven't worn them in forever. Anyhow, I need to decide what I'm going to do with that. And this is another necklace we were making in the past. So, as you can see, I'm down to like just a few little projects that I need to decide on and make decisions. So now's the time where I can pull up a chair and spend a few minutes. I mean, this is my tiara that I wore during my wedding. Do I want to keep it? You know, what the heck am I going to wear a tiara for? But it would be fun to keep or maybe pass down. So those are just really hard decisions. And this whole process is not about necessarily looking at it as a hard decision. It's looking at what gives you joy in your life. And I think it really comes down to that. I'm unfortunately have a lot of jewelry that I can't remember where or how I got it. And so, you know, that gives me pause because I'm like, wow, if somebody important gave it to me, then I feel like I'm dishonoring them by getting rid of it and not remembering it. So it just brings up a lot of negative memories and negative thoughts because you can't remember who gave it to you or what it's about or anything like that. So you gotta just work past that and say, okay, thank you for giving me such joy. I can't remember. You don't bring me joy now. And say you're parting and get rid of that item. Don't feel guilty about getting rid of it. I constantly remind myself some of the stuff in this basket my parents gave me. They gave me this when I was a child, and it means a lot to me at the time, but I'm never going to wear the jewelry associated with her. I never have. It's uncomfortable. I don't like it. Do I think my parents are going to get upset that I got rid of it because I'm not going to wear it? Or do you think they'd be happy that I'm moving it on to somebody that would? They don't care. If you called them, what are they going to say? They're going to say, I don't care. I gave it to you, 20 years ago. Do what makes you happy in life. That's what parents want you to do. And that's the same with anybody in your life. I don't remember where I got this Christmas tree. It could have been from my aunt. It could have been from my grandma. I don't like to wear it, so I'm going to part way with it. One of the things my daughter says that I really like and kind of picked up is I like it, but it's just not my style. And I said that to a lot of things in here. I like these pearls, but it's just not my style. They're nice. The bracelet doesn't fit me anymore. And so you just part ways with it. Okay, so moving on to the good stuff of what I'm keeping. I got all my chunky necklaces in here. I did one whole row of just my football stuff because really I don't wear football jewelry unless if it's like game day, and that's 12 days out of the year or whatever. I've got my cosplay stuff at the bottom, which is just stuff that when we do dress up for Halloween, I sometimes want that stuff. So I kept those two things there. And then on the other side, let's see if I can flip this around. I've got all my nice chunky necklaces that I love to wear, and they're all there. They're not going to get tangled. Everything is great. On this one, I've got all my more delicate stuff, and I've got bracelets kind of bottom right, and I did earrings up the side, and I did necklaces down this side. And on the other side, I had the same kind of organizing going on. I don't know if I like it organized like that. I thought maybe I should put all necklaces on one side and then flip it over and have earrings and bracelets. Make do that. I don't know. At the bottom in the corner here, I've got keys and safety pins. I've got jewelry holders that I love to use when I'm out traveling. And then again, I put bracelets here. I think I may switch that up. But it's nice. I feel like I've got it under control. It's not overwhelming. It's not in 7 different locations. I can rearrange it how I want. All right, over here what I did was I put all my rings up here. I'm not sure I like the background of the pink, but I got all my rings in one place. I didn't kind of count on that. When you look at up here, you can't really see them very well. It is what it is. I didn't really contemplate that, but you know, when you look against the white, you can definitely see the pops of jewelry, and just the plain pink, you can see the pops of jewelry. But when you have the multicolored ones, not so much. But I thought it looked pretty. So I don't know. I can always, again, get a different one. That's fine. I'm not, you know, I don't have to have this for the rest of my life, but the jewelry inside it is what matters. Found my wedding rings. I've got my Aunt Fernie jewels. I've got my Mother's Day gift that I got that's really important to me. So this is kind of all the stuff that maybe it doesn't necessarily have a monetary value to it. My wedding ring was a $39 wedding ring. I wanted something because I do a lot of lab work, and anyhow, my point is that not everything in here has a monetary high value, but it is more sentimental and means more. Whereas these two, if I wore that blue necklace, you know, I picked it up for 10, 20 bucks at a bead fair. The lady that crafted it was really cool, but it's not like something I'm going to pass on to my daughter or means a whole lot to me. It's just fun jewelry to wear. So that's what these two are, something that I can wear every day, and then I've got my more meaningful stuff over there. So I'm loving it so far, and I think I have plenty of space to finish out the rest of this activity. I do need to go through these studs and see if there's anything I want to keep. I need to decide a plan of action with all that stuff, and it could be just putting it back into a jewelry box, and then I have a little side dresser over there that it would fit into lovely, and then it wouldn't take up space on my dresser, which is an option as well. So I got to get down to the nitty-gritty here, even more nitty-gritty, and decide what I'm going to do with it. Now, KonMarie suggests that whatever space or storage area that you are dealing with, that you want to allocate about, you only want to fill it up about 80-90% because you want to have room to grow. So on this one with the chunky necklaces and different stuff, if I can turn it around again, I have two open spots right there. So if I want to pick up another necklace, or I get one for Christmas or birthday or whatnot, I do have room. And on this one over here, let's see here, I've pretty much got everything in there. I've got lots of open space. 1, 2, 3 whole rows of open space. And on this guy right here, let's see here, flip it back around. Oh, and not. Drop it on the floor. There we go. I still have lots of open space there. So I do need to decide on the memorabilia, how and what I'm going to keep, and then just organize up the handful of stuff, and I will show you the final result. I am done, and I'm going to give you a final walk around on what's going on here. First of all, this is my dresser top. Love it, love it, love it. You know, you only keep the things that you love and that bring you joy in life, and this is just awesome. I like to have space so I can put my drink or soda or, you know, glasses or whatever down. I could put my jewelry out for the day or anything I want. I'm so excited about it. I've got my box of tissues, which is important because my allergies go off all the time. I've got the mirror that my grandma gave me. I really want to see that every day. These two containers, this one is, I love mermaids, but it has tweezers and stuff in it, and this one has just nail clippers in it. So it's a nice little way to have them close at hand, but not have tweezers and nail clippers out, because honestly, they're not very attractive. Okay, and I've got my mirror that we use all the time, everybody in the family. It's awesome. It's one of those real close-up mirrors, so it is really good. Anyhow, love, love, love all of that. Over here, I'm going to try not to film myself too much in the mirror, but I've got, this is just a lovely piece. My uncle handmade it, and it's empty. So I'm thinking I'm going to use that for at the end of the day if I have stuff in my pockets, just to put in there at the end of the day. And over here, I kept this one. I really like the design and the look of it, and it's got my kids in it. So what I did was I just had everything that was sentimental, and kind of, I've got my jewelry cleaner and my sentimental stuff in there. So, you know, she talks about that if you like something and you want to keep it, then keep it. If you decide to keep it, then play it homage. My things that remind me of my grandpa, or I have medals in there for putting in so much community service and stuff from my childhood and from my early 20s. It means something to me, so I'm going to put it there and I'm going to honor it, and it brings me joy in that sense. It's not stuff that I'm going to wear every day. For everything that I'm going to wear every day, I've got it all sorted out. I've got plenty of room between the three of these, so that's awesome. I got rid of that big, ugly yellow brick of a jewelry container that just was not functionable. It's down there in the garage, and I got rid of the prettier flowery one that I got at Joann's. The one that I got at Joann's, it wasn't anything great. I just thought it looked pretty at the time and I bought it, but it was not as functional either. So I got those down in there, and all my extra jewelry down in the garage. I am like 99.999% confident in all my choices, but it's always that little bit of doubt where I like knowing that it's down in the garage if I change my mind. I do that with everything, and I think I've changed my mind like once during this whole process of stuff, and I've done a lot of rooms and a lot of cleaning. So anyhow, I got all my jewelry situated. I love it, love it, love it. On the back end here, my sheet is clean. I've got my method cleaner I need to put up, but I love having the sheet because then it's kind of dirty, even if you think your stuff is clean, it always is just a little bit dirty. You can't really see it, but I've got like little fuzzies and junk that are in. So I just wad this up and then we'll go wash it. Anyhow, I thought I'd show you some of the other drawers that I've done really quick. Hold on one sec. All right, I've got my my jewels all in here, all three of them. They fit very nice. It's very compact. I love it. I absolutely love it. When I want to take one out and figure out what to wear, just going to take it out, hang it on there, and I can easily put back and take out as needed. I've got it right next to all my dresses. I've got my sweaters and like a shoe holder that hangs. Love having my sweaters there. It's easy to grab and go. The rest of my closet I've already done. I've got a container down with my shoes. My pants are all organized. I've already done laundry, so this is all I have. It's not like it used to be crammed full, like you couldn't even fit any more hangers on here, and now I have space and it's not even full. So you hang the heavier stuff on the left and then the lighter stuff going that way. And then I have just a stack of t-shirts up there. I mean, it used to be full to the brim. Even back in that corner was all full. I do have suits tucked all the way in the back there, and I've got extra hangers right there. Up top used to be crammed to the full too. Now I just got my hat, some extra space, some shoes that I only wear on occasion, like if I need to go do an interview or something, and my extra hair curlers. I don't curl hair very much, so it just goes up there out of the way. Okay, let's show you some other stuff. Already talked about that. When you get done with this, like this was today's project, and every night, not every night, but I'll do a project. And like this one didn't take much time. These are all my camisoles. These ones up in front have extra support, and these ones in back are plain. Now, do I need this many camisoles? No, probably not. But I like them. I like having a variety. I like to wear them a lot. I do use a ton of them. I get a lot of those sheer shirts. So anyhow, this drawer used to be stacked up, and when you stack it up, you tend to only use the one on top, and it's hard to find things. I feel like when I open the drawer, I know exactly what camisole I have and what I'm going to use. And you can use camisole up tank top, same difference. In the summer, I use them a lot to sleep in, or, just underneath things. So anyhow, love, love, love that drawer. And, that was like one night's project. And then the next night, I did my socks. And, I've got my wool socks in the back. I decided only to keep 5 pairs because I don't wear wool socks. I've got my fuzzy slippers all put together. And I've got my sock drawer. These are my colored socks, my black socks, my one weird pair, and my white socks. Now, what she says is to not fold them into a ball and just to lay them and fold them either in half or in thirds, depending on how tall it is. But anyhow, I love opening it up. When people come over or I need to direct somebody to some drawer, I'm not embarrassed by this drawer. I mean, I was really embarrassed to show you guys quite all my jewelry junk. I definitely had been having some anxiety on tackling that project because I knew it was going to be a little bit more intense than, say, a sock drawer, because it's just got a lot of stuff to it, a lot of little things. Anyhow, you can see, love, love, love that drawer. My pajama drawer. Same thing. You got everything folded. It looks wonderful. I love this folding method. I'll never go back to fold in a square and stack method. I love being able to open it up and going, what am I going to choose tonight? So if you're thinking about this process or debating about it, I love it. It does take a long time. You know, I did all my clothes in one weekend. That was a huge project. And then I decided to do the socks in another weekend and the camisoles in another weekend. Or, you know, another night, whatever, because it's time consuming. So you do this, and then every time you do it, it feels good, and you're motivated to do more and get it straightened out. And when you have so many drawers that you open up and you love the look of them, then it's just that much more inspiring to do the next project. So I'm really loving this project. That's a tour of my bedroom. I think we're done. I think we've talked it enough to death here. So, KonMarie, there's a lot of other YouTube videos out there with people doing the same thing. You've seen the process. I would say clothes was probably the easiest thing, like she said, and then books, and then paperwork, and then you got to do all the little stuff. So jewelry to me was the little stuff. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed. Give me a thumbs up if you like these videos and want to see more. And take care. Have a great day.